there's a lot with what we do and the paid marketing stuff that we do that changes the quality of the traffic coming into a store, and therefore changes the processes. Because you have to remember, like, if you're changing marketing companies, there's something broken, and it may not necessarily be with the marketing company. So before you decide to jump ship and change marketing companies, because that, I mean, is going to set you back at a minimum of 90 days, if not more, so that Google can learn your campaigns and all that kind of stuff. So I wouldn't suggest anybody changing anything going into your biggest selling months of the year. Like, if you want to make changes, make them in like December and January when shit's already slow. Like, don't make them in your prime selling months. That's A. And then B, really look and take an honest look at what your processes are in your store for your phone calls, for your email leads, and so on. Just really take a hard look at what are you saying to customers. So if you're doing the same old follow-up of, you know, hey, this is Candace at XYZ Ford and I got your lead, what were you looking for? If that's what you're using as a word track by email or by phone, that's not working anymore. Let me just get that right out there. Even if they just put down that they're looking for a Camry, like that broad of a term, because I know the swing on a Camry is pretty large, right? What is it, 8 G's, upper, you know, bottom or top? So if that's the swing on it, then let them know that. Hey, I just got information that you were looking for a Camry. It's awesome that I have like 64 Camrys on my lot right now. But I mean, the price difference between the fully loaded one and the one that's a base model is pretty significant. So I really wanted to talk with you and get more details about the vehicle that would actually fit your needs best. Like that simple, just trying to fact find a little bit more. Hey, I'm so sorry I did not get the complete information over about what you're exactly looking for. I just got the model. I didn't get exactly what trim you're looking at. Do you have time for about a 5-minute phone call that we can actually discuss that and figure out what works best for you? That just that simple statement will actually go worlds with a lot of people. And let me explain why. Is because most people are used to the car salesman just being flat out lazy. Hey, this is Candace at XY Nissan. How can I help you? What were you looking for? You know, that. And again, I'm not talking about like phone pops, but I'm talking about like internet leads. People are sending internet leads with significant amount of information in it, and then you don't answer the question. So, or your sales people don't answer the question. So I really would, before you decide to make such a drastic change as to change your entire marketing plan, your paid marketing plan, I really would make sure that your team has it shorn up as far as the sales process, as far as the communication, the first contact, your phone pops, everything. So just changing marketing companies arbitrarily, especially right now going into summer. I mean, this is literally, if it were up to me, I would not allow a dealership to change marketing companies in the summer. Regardless of what you have, like, ride it out. Like, ride that bull, man. Let's ride it out until you get around to the slow time of year where you know it's going to be slow and you know you can make up for it in your financials for it being slow. But changing marketing companies now in the prime selling season in summer, we're going into July 4th weekend. I mean, that's just crazy talk in my opinion. So I really would take a hard look at what your processes are for phone pops, for internet leads, for walk-ins, for everything. Are your salespeople doing the standard 12 steps to the sale on anybody who walks in the showroom? Are they doing the proper fact-finding and trying to find out more about that customer and build rapport? On your phone pops, what's your initial greeting? What's your message that they're actually saying when people are coming in the front door? And I got something to say about female customers too, because it hasn't been too long since the last time I bought a car, and I was hard-pressed to find a salesman that would work with me. So really, really take a hard, good look. If you have to pay someone to come in and mystery shop your store, both in person, by phone, and by email, then do it. But it's really, before you make such a drastic change as, oh, it's my marketing company, I got to change. Because the only consistent between marketing companies, between strategy, advertising strategies, between all this is you and your people and your store, right? So we want to make sure that if that's the constant, then that has to be on point. All of that has to be as sharp and as tuned in as possible. Your internet follow-up has to be, yes, that vehicle is in stock. Here's the price of that vehicle. What else did you need to know about it? What other models are you shopping for? So I can give you all the information you need to make the qualified buying decision. Now, I'm not talking about like a third-party lead from like, I don't know, Edmunds.com, Auto Trader, KBB, or something like that from their websites. That's totally different. Those people are shopping. I'm talking about someone who's looking at something on your lot. You get a lead on that specific vehicle or a phone call on that specific vehicle that's sitting on your lot. That conversation needs to be different. That conversation needs to be very pointed and very direct about that vehicle. Hey, I saw you were interested in that Ranger. Yeah, I still have it here. I actually pulled it up to the front to really get a good look at it for you. I'm going to send you a video in a couple of minutes to show you the inside and a little bit more that's not exactly in the pictures. Feel free to contact me when you would like to come in and take a test drive of this vehicle. I don't know what you're doing for the holiday weekend. If this is something you're planning on pulling the trigger on this weekend, I'm happy to help you. I work Friday and Saturday, whatever it is. But I think the days of the email template, I just think they're over. I really do. I really think that there needs to be like a standard, and I've taught this for years and years. You need to have like a standardized bulleted list of what needs to be in the email, but instead of having an email template, I just think having a list of these things need to be in the email always. And then same thing for phone calls. Role play on the phone to actually get to answer the phone is actually the best way. But having the script, you're so busy trying to read on the script, it really doesn't resonate with the customer. It sounds fake. So have a bulleted list of things they need to get before they get off the phone with the customer. And I always had where there was 2 outcomes to any phone call. You either get an appointment or an appointment to call them back, period. There was no option C. So if you do your 3 tries and you can't book an appointment, then ask them to call them back. I heard you said you said you're still saying you need to talk to the wife before you actually make a commitment for the weekend. I get it. It's the holiday. We all got our big plans. I have big plans too. So I want to make sure I'm here. Let me do this. You're going to talk to her tonight? I don't know if you're out traveling or anything like that. Okay, great. You're going to talk to her tonight. So I will contact you tomorrow about the same time, about 4 o'clock. Does that work for you? Fantastic. So I'll give you a call at 4 o'clock tomorrow, and we'll figure out a plan for this weekend. I'll have my schedule. You'll have your schedule. Sound great? Fantastic. So ending a phone call on either an appointment or appointment to call back kind of it serves a couple of purposes. So A, it's going to let the customer know that you value their time, that you value your time, and that making the appointments to call them back, they know you're calling them. So and don't get me wrong, they may be like, well, I'm just not going to pick up. I know that guy's going to call back at 4. I'm just not going to pick up. I get it. There is that chance, but more often than not, you'll find that people where you respect your own time as well as their time, they're going to respect it as well. So where I'm getting at is make sure your processes and your follow-up strategies for all across the board on all opportunities are locked up and tight before you actually decide that the marketing company is the problem. Because I'll tell you what, 9 times out of 10, I've found the marketing company is not the problem. I'll let that resonate with you. And that's in my previous job as well as this one. 9 times out of 10, I found it has not been due to any errors on the marketing company's side. So I would absolutely encourage anybody who is thinking about changing marketing companies to look internally at your processes first and make sure they're the way they should be, and they're really paying attention to the basics before you go jump ship. Thanks for watching. Happy selling.